Trundle in the jungle, I think makes this so exciting to watch for WE. This is an entirely different kind of composition to what they had previously. It's still pretty team fight. Both your cleanse and your flash right here. Monkey, yeah, like you said, just gonna go straight back and do it all again.
Has the pillar. Meanwhile, up on the top side is going to be Cube in some trouble, and it looks like Shadow might pick it up for first blood, but what will happen on the bot side? Assume's already down, and they're going to go for the redive onto Jouet with relative ease. Monkey on the Trundle, making some impact known in the bottom lane, 2-1 in favor of WE.
Oh, it works out for them, but it wasn't necessarily needed. Instead, in this game, bot laners stick around because of the early pressure that Vampire and Taeyun have established for themselves down in the bottom side of the map. They're going to be able to just pick themselves up this early Drake nice and easily. And this is the thing, right? It's not going to be that standard 1-for-1 trade that we saw throughout the entirety of split number 1 and most of split number 2, where you just trade a Drake for the first 3 set of grubs. The timings are split enough that you can do it differently, and now Monkey potentially looking for another dive down on the bottom side of the map.
Still no flash onto Assume, so that pillar is going to keep him there for a long time. Nice cancel from Jouet, but Taeyun will shift over and try to take down Assume. The Mystic Shot goes wide, and that means it'll be a 1-for-1 trade as both AD carries end up going down.
Oh, not ideal right there. Taeyun got a little bit too aggressive. He didn't need to. You could have waited a couple of seconds. A couple more autos would have been able to pick up that kill. And we've seen that the redive potential very strong right here from
Push in the mid lane. However, Vision set up really nicely around the grub pit for Team FunPlus Phoenix. So they'll know exactly what W are up to. As Jouet goes in for the engage on a Vampire, who is level 6. Both supports having those ultimates, another key part of this new patch change. And the first grub already secured by WE. However, FPX wanted to go back in and make sure not all 3 go their way. The fight going to be unfolding here. Solar Flare does not find a stun. Jouet landing a charm on a 3. And the bullet time comes through. And a huge engage comes through from Karis as well. And FPX have already picked up 2 in the fight. Cube with the call of the Forge God. Knocks up 2. But Karis is going to go down to Shadow. And now Cube's the next target. FunPlus Phoenix stacked up as 5. Dominating the team fight in the jungle. And they'll pick up 4 kills on the Team WE.
There we go. All of a sudden, FPX turn WE. In fact, Monkey is able to complete that Trinity Force, so he is going to be able to wreck people if he can get himself into a good spot. Still going to be a little bit tricky with all of the damage and CC that FPX have available.
Trundle on the 5v5s, not necessarily the easiest to go fully in, but with the setup for the rest of his team, could be a good opportunity here as a fight has already opened up. A Vampire's going to go down first. Monkey and Cube will shut down Kara in the backline, but here comes that Ambessa. Sheer lays the public execution and another 1-for-1 trade as it's a 2-for-2 across the map, and WE gets something right back.
And it's the jungler specifically that goes down for FPX, so they're just not going to be able to play around this Drake. This is going to be second Drake going over to WE. When we have a look at that replay, it'd be really nice to see the decision making out of Monkey and Karis. Monkey and Cube. They just turn instantly onto Care, who's sort of out of position, and are able to take him down pretty much immediately. Stops this Azir from ever being able to get involved in the fight. And then from that moment on, it's much easier to play the rest of it out. Drake does go down, and it is going to be a Mountain Drake as our soul right here. Brilliant for either.
Teleport coming in from Care to make sure that this Rift Herald is controlled by FunPlus Phoenix, but another TP comes in from Cube as well, so they want to try to fight this. It's secured by Shadow, but here comes the call of the Forge God. It's going to knock up Assume, but he's far away from the rest of WE that they will not be able to find anything. The bullet time is canceled by the pillar, and here comes the engage from FPX. Jouet with a really nice quickness. The grand entrance goes on a 2, and Care only shuffles away 1 as Sheer now has to run away, separated from the rest of his team, but here comes Shadow to the rescue for his top laner, and the re-engage here onto Taeyun is big as well. Cube trying to find something with the Brittle Procs. He'll only get 1 back as Shadow will drop, but still a 3-for-1 for FunPlus Phoenix.
And the Herald going to be picked up on top of that. Incredibly low. Same thing with Jouet, but you're just never able to quite finish off the majority of these kills. Shadow falls, but that's the only member. Hang on, top side.
Yeah, Sheer could be in a little bit of a sticky situation, but actually going to stay alive for a long time. Finally, Taeyun picks up the kill, but now the quickness from Jouet is going to land onto 3. Assume was frontlining for a bit, and so has to back off. WE fully stacking on the top side of the map are going to be able to find 1 kill onto the FPX top laner.
After picking themselves up those first 2 Drakes of the game, more than happy to just trade a couple of kills in the top side and some top lane pressure over for that objective. Now you can see Cube running for his life, being chased by Care and Shadow.
Ooh, nice Bella's breath from Cube. Not going to stop the engage from Shadow, though, with the 3 talent strike. Does knock him up. Should be enough damage to take him down. And so it's a trade of tops on opposite sides of the map. Most importantly, the Dragon going over to FPX as well.
And now the Rift Tower going to be spawned down in this bottom side of the map. Nobody feeling confident enough to be able to ride it, so it's just going to be a little bit of damage down onto that tier 2 tower in the bottom side of the map.
And allowing for Kara to get essentially solo gold on this top lane tier 1. I believe he should get all of this here, as well as denying a lot of minions. Very good situation to help get this Azir further and further ahead.
With some easy knock-up tools from Monkey specifically, could just chuck the Pillar of Ice down wherever Assume is ulting and stop that one dead in its tracks. Hang on.
Vampire going very far in here. Only going to result in a little bit of poke onto Jue. As right now, WE are trying to set up priority around the river in the bottom side, with the Dragon spawning in less than 40 seconds. So right now, Sheer is trying to get a wave in as well, and might be singled out here as there's a little bit of space between him and that bottom lane tier 1 turret. Nice pillar used here by Monkey will force Sheer to flash away, and now the Otacon will be started up by WE, and FPX will be forced to respond.
Oh, this is risky though. Anytime you start up Atacam fast without winning a team fight, it's such a hard objective to be able to take down. It's down to about half HP right now. Mid lane has been pushed in by FPX Go, and here they are. It's
a big flank here. Shadow going to dash in first. Karis and guard does a lot here, and there's the public execution. Karis is down before the fight really ends up beginning. Karis, Shurima Shuffle only used defensively though, and Taeyun's still full HP on the backline. WE have already lost a member, but the health bar is still on their side. Shadow going to have to make a decision of trying to dive in to try to steal away this Otacon with Monkey still alive with 1,000 HP. The objective will reset, and everybody will back away.
Oh, lots of damage.
Doing a good job of defending, and now FPX will send themselves towards this Dragon to teleport already in from Karis. If they want to make sure it is a 5v5. Pillar comes out, provides a little bit of space right now, and here comes the poke wars. The Ezreal and the Victor can do a lot to try to get themselves into the pit.
Sheer trying for a little bit of a flank right now. I don't know that anybody knows he's sat there.
Still hunting, still looking. That Dragon is at 4,000 HP. Sheer hunting for a public execution. Monkeys is going to be able to get into the pit, and so it will be a 50-50. Shadow dashing forward, but it's stolen away by Team WE. The Call of Forge God lands on a 3, but now the Wombo combo can commence. Taeyun has to shift away. Will be able to survive and take a kill down onto Sheer.
Oh,
Cube! Knockup comes through from Cube. The Searing Charge will find 3. Karis Shuffle does not enough, and Monkey still frontlining. Will get taken down by Assume, who's suddenly popping off. It's a triple kill, a quadra kill for the Misfortune. Gonna make it a penta onto Taeyun. It's a 1v1 between the pentakill for Assume.
It's a complete mess of a team fight, but in the end, Assume comes out on top, picks up that penta, and they manage to get themselves some more gold on the backside of that fight as well. Bloodthirst of Misfortune is insane, and as we jump out of the replay, we're also going to get this Atacam coming through right here for FPX. So they've managed to get themselves out to a big advantage in this one. Look at that damage.
8k, baby. That's the power of this MF. Now at 3.5 items, by the way, as you might have seen in inventory right now. As a full Infinity Edge and a Lord Doms. And now going towards the Collector here. And WE need to know that they need to make a play happen right now if they want to try to get themselves back into this game. They're down about 4,500 gold. Teleport going to come in. It is Cube on a massive flank, and FPX know it, but are just going to have to try to go forward to make sure this objective doesn't fall. Solar Flare comes out. It doesn't stun anybody up. The Call of Forge God is going to find the Misfortune. Searing Charge in. The MF is going to drop as WE claim themselves the Baron, and are going to look for the fight. Sheer going to go down, and Jue and Care are now on the run. It is WE picking up a huge win off the back of Cube and the decisiveness of Monkey.
And there we go. That's what we need to see from WE to get themselves back into this game. As much as it's been back and forth, as much as you should to start this one out, and it means Karis has enough time to put down the ulti. Yes, Karis then dies, but once that Arcane Storm is there, it's chasing the remaining members of FPX away from that fight. Really unfortunate play from Sheer to not be able to hit that one. The rest of the members of WE, they respond in kind. Make it work. Big damage here from Taeyun onto Jue. Huge damage, actually. Nearly managing to take out the support right there for FPX. And they're going to use this Baron Bush to push forward. Pick themselves up that bottom lane tier 1. The stubborn remaining tier 1 tower. Now, can they crack open any of these tier 2s and maybe even the base?
It's going to be difficult because they are still down in gold. FPX still with that 2K advantage. Large part of it onto the big carries for FPX as well. Care and Assume both looking very powerful here compared to their counterparts, although Taeyun's starting to dish out some damage as well. Care on the top side, going to take down that top lane tier 2. But now the inhibitor tower surely to go down, and a tier 3 is the first one to fall. Inhibitor in the bot lane going to go down as well as FWE do get their reward. Now can they escape without losing a member though? Jway looking for a potential engage. They're up 1-0 in this series, looking to close things out potentially here if the fight goes their way. But this was the fight that Assume got a pentakill around 5 minutes ago. Shadow chunked out very low. He had the Guardian Angel, but will likely have to use it if he wants to try to get in that pit and steal this Drake away. It's been started up by Monkey.
They're going to be able to push forwards onto this
They're
one.
giving
Be really good with the smites. Yeah, indeed, it's just going to be the push down onto the mid lane. You should be able to pick up the mid lane tier 2 tower right here, but that is going to be Mountain Soul going over to WE. That shield, huge when these margins have been so close. For Jury, they've got a lot of poke on their composition, and once they can get on top of towers, they're going to take them down very quickly. But there is a lot of wave clear available to FPX. I don't know how much they're going to be able to push onto these towers without having a Baron buff available to them.
Zoom just face tanking right now with the now flash away from the solar flare. Public execution though lands onto one
no.
and a huge ulti comes through. There's the wombo combo as Assume picks himself another triple kill. Karis going golden, also going to fall as WE go way too far forward and fall right into the team fighting hands of FunPlus Phoenix.
It's just going to be Cube still available on the map, attempting to teleport back, but I think it's going to be cancelled. Oh, not quite. Cube is going to be able to get back to base, but still, we've got 20 seconds until Vampire's back up, 30 seconds until any of these main carries is available. This should be the end. Can Cube even stop this one? There's no real minion wave, although there is one on the way. There is a super minion wave in the base as well right here for FPX.
Okay.
Forced to back up
They're
right here.
syncing up the wave.
Seconds.
They're making sure that that cannon wave, that cannon minion is also alive. Cube is not at the call to Forge God, so it's going to be very difficult for him to try to clear these minions out. Into the 1v4 they go. Vampire also is alive to try to find something, but it's just the tanks. Not enough damage here for Team WE whatsoever. Vampire sure to go down. The kill goes over to Care. Jway very low as Taeyun has respawned. It's going to be a close fight around the Nexus. Monkey's here. Carrots is here. Can FPX do it? Around the Nexus. It's so low. The staring shield not enough. And Team WE hold the line. They teleport to the base, and they're going to win the series.
Oh, it was so close. FPX 200 health on the Nexus away from being able to pick up this game. But WE, they just about pull off the base defense. Cube and Vampire come in clutch. And WE, they are going to 2-0 versus FPX. They're going to keep their win streak alive.
What a game between WE and FPX. A pentakill, a near taking of the enemy Nexus straight into a Unireverse card right back. Monkey on the signature trundle, hitting onto them, landing the final blow. And Team WE win their 5th straight series in the LPL.